Rodrygo is on the bench for not one, not a second time, but a third game in a row. A third game in a row. Rodrygo to Arsenal might actually be possible, and it can actually happen. A man of this talent sat on the bench again in the Club World Cup. Well, as reported, talks are set to be had after Real Madrid's Club World Cup campaign as to what's going to be happening with Rodrygo. But after not starting 3 consecutive games, when Mbappe is not even there, Mbappe is not even there. I can't lie. Me personally, I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have that. But before we get into it, guys, make sure you smash the like button. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this to a humble 400 likes. We've been a bit low on the likes recently, last couple of videos. So let's band together. Let's you know what I'm saying? Let's band together and smash that like button, man. Let's get to about 400 likes. We're about 220 subscribers away from 20 bags. And we're really close to 19.8. So let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen. But this is an Arsenal video today. This is an Arsenal video for today. Not an Eze video. I know you don't want the Eze video, but you don't know my feelings. We'll talk about that on another video. But we're talking about Rodrygo today and that tactical breakdown and how that's going to move with Arsenal going forward. Generally speaking, I'm just going to share my screen, innit? We're just going to go straight into it. I ain't going to waste no time. I am going to make this a long video. But look at this. Rodrygo starts on the bench for a third game in a row. And obviously, you can see the 11 there for Real Madrid. You can see the 11. Courtois in goal. Rodrygo, Tchouaméni, Dienhausen as the back three. Trent, Garcia as the wing backs. Valverde, Gula, Bellingham. And then Garcia and Vinicius Jr. up top. No Rodrygo. And for me, why can't Rodrygo just play in the front two, Vinicius? Why? For me, there's no smoke without fire in it. And I'm not saying Arsenal will be the only team that are going to go for Rodrygo's signature. But if you look at some of the teams that are needing a left winger or wanting a left winger, I don't feel like any of them have much more bargaining potential than Arsenal. And we're going to get into that in a minute. But look at this 11. You're telling me that there's no space for Rodrygo to start for 3 games running. There has to be something going on here, in my opinion. Because, again, Real Madrid need to win this Club World Cup, in my opinion, just because they haven't won anything this season of note that they would usually, that you kind of liken them to winning the La Liga or winning the Champions League. They need to, for me, this trophy means something to them, and they're going to want to win it. And Xabi Alonso hasn't done a terrible job since he's come in. He's been okay. It's very early on. He's changing the style a little bit. He's making it work. He's putting his own sort of spin on things for Real Madrid. But realistically, Rodrygo has to be playing. And again, we look at some of his numbers, yeah. And I know Rodrygo's numbers. He's not a proper numbers player, but he is playing on the right, and he is supremely talented. You know, he is supremely talented. If you look at just some of his numbers here, let's share this tab instead. If you look at some of his numbers here, you can see that he's only actually hit 10 goals in a league campaign once. You know, he has got, again, the last 3 seasons, he got 15 GA. 17 GA, 11 GA, and obviously before that he was very much even younger when he was 20, and when he was 19 and got the 6 assists in the 2021 season. But he's not predominantly a numbers player. But if you look at the eye test and look what he provides from the right side in the big games, especially in his Champions League, in his Champions League campaign, he's done very well. And you can see there 5 goals. He's averages 5 goals in every Champions League campaign. That's not bad, is it? You know what I'm saying? Very consistent in that regard. So in all comps, his numbers look a lot better, a lot more comfortable in all comps, always getting double figures and whatnot. You would do with the quality that Real Madrid possess, but I feel like he's going to get a lot more goals if he does play on the left. Maybe he might not be as he might not look as lethal. Maybe in a 1v1, I feel like in a 1v1 you can still take players on and do all those things. I think in the Premier League, the wing back's going to be a bit harder to take on because of the P&P in the Prem. But genuinely speaking, let's just talk about why and this can't happen for Arsenal, innit? And I'm gonna and you know, let me have this for a second. Saka has needed help for years. this man has needed help. Yeah. And again, the left wing, Martinelli, Trossard, Rodrygo now. And arguably, if you look at the left wing market, he is the best left winger on the market right now. Hands down, there's no one better than him on the left side right now. Now, is he the best goal scorer in the left wing market? Now, that is questionable because, again, you got guys that are probably more prolific, have better numbers, but Arsenal aren't just after numbers. They need a mixture of creativity, hard work, physicality, and obviously goal scoring ability as well. So these are the things that I feel like Arsenal could do with. I feel like that is a statement signing for Europe, similar to how Wirtz is a statement signing for Liverpool. Florian Wirtz, sorry. Rodrygo is a statement signing. And if you're looking at the options, look at the options of where Rodrygo would want to go. I feel like Chelsea are a team that would go for a Rodrygo type signing. But again, they've just signed João Pedro. You know, it looks like they're going to be pushing forward for Mohamed Kudus. I don't know if there's enough money spare there to then also go and get a Rodrygo. Arsenal haven't bought an attacker. Yes, Eze's on their list, but they haven't got an attacker. So you look at the situation of Arsenal, I feel like it's not a clear run because Bayern won a left winger as well. Diaz has been on their list. Gakpo was on their list before. Leao's on their list, you know. But I feel like Arsenal have the cleanest run for Rodrygo. The move probably makes the most sense for Rodrygo. It makes more sense than the Liverpool move. I'd love to have Rodrygo at Liverpool, but Liverpool have two left wingers. So Diaz would have to leave for Liverpool to have to consider a move for a player like Rodrygo. And at that point, you kind of look at it and go, well, Arsenal have the better suit. Right now, Diaz hasn't left Liverpool, and we don't know if he's leaving Liverpool. You see what I'm saying, guys? And then you look at Man United, nah. You know what I'm saying? No Champions League football, no chance. Man City, nah, no chance. I don't think Man City go for a Rodrygo. We've not heard anything in that regard, nor do I think they are looking for a left-sided player. Yes, Grealish is leaving, but I think Doku has kind of solidified that position. Marmoush will also probably play out wide on the left as an inside forward as well. It just leaves Arsenal and maybe Chelsea. Now, as I said, Arsenal for me are the better suitors than Chelsea just because of the situation that I just spoke about in terms of I think Chelsea are going to go and get Kudus. I know Spurs are looking at Kudus, but I feel like, let's be honest, who's got the more pulling power? We want to probably lean towards Chelsea, let's be honest. So with Arsenal, I just want to kind of look at this and I just want to share this page, man. This can't happen, man. This can't happen, man. This cannot happen. This can't happen. Let me get this out of the way. This can't happen, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, to me, obviously, I've got Zubimendi there. I would prefer, listen, guys, I think this should be Arsenal's midfield. I think it should be, or maybe just a flat three where Rice can still get forward a little bit there. But ignore this. Ignore this part of the Rice and Zubimendi thing. They can exchange. They probably will exchange in game. This is the problem. This is the problem. Saka, yeah, understand, Saka, I feel like, is going to definitely get Arsenal on a regular 12 to 18 Premier League goals each year. He's got 11, 14, 16, and obviously 6 this year because of his injury. But he's on an incline base. He's been on an incline when he's been injury free. And if you add Rodrygo's numbers to the lack of numbers that you're seeing for maybe Martinelli and Trossard as well, it's a massive improvement in every facility. This puts Arsenal on that Premier League challenging, possibly winning map instantly for me. Instantly. Man City have done great business, yes, but they still have a long way to go with their defense. I think Man City's defense, we showed they lost to Al Hilal 4-3. You can see their defense is a problem. Arsenal's defense is not a problem. It's not a problem. The back five is sorted. It speaks for itself. And you know Arteta loves to sign more and more defenders. But you add what they finally need. Arsenal are experts in doing everything apart from what they need. They're experts at that. But this is what they need. Saka and Rodrygo, two of some of the world's best wingers, left and right. That can easily be 30 to 40 goals from your wide areas. And guys, have you noticed how I've left the striking position empty? Have you noticed that? I've left the striking position empty because it doesn't matter who Arsenal have up front. There you go. It doesn't matter. Havertz, Sesko, Gyökeres, Gabriel Jesus. It doesn't matter who Arsenal put up front. It doesn't matter who Arsenal buy. If they buy Rodrygo, Sesko doesn't look, the pressure doesn't always, all the pressure don't fall on Sesko no more. The pressure don't fall on Gyökeres no more. Your striker can go and get you 15 goals. Mine. Your striker can probably get you 12 to 13 goals, non-penalty. If Saka and Rodrygo are contributing 15 goals from each side, it doesn't matter. Rice likes to chip in. If we see the best of Erdogan, which I think will happen with Zubimendi, they'll chip in with goals. This can't happen. And if Real Madrid are going to continue to not play this man, it becomes more and more likely that this meeting that they're going to have post-Club World Cup is going to lean towards him leaving Real Madrid. And I feel like it reminds me of the Alexis Sanchez thing. Not appreciated in this with the Spanish giant and then going to the Premier League and killing it. The difference is Alexis Sanchez didn't have the back line. Rodrygo has the back line and Bukayo Saka. So this is the way I see it. That's, as I said, I'm not going to fill in that striker position because it doesn't matter who Arsenal have up front. As long as the striker can go get you 10 to 13 goals, listen, if he can get you more, great. But it takes so much pressure off. So this is my, I'm not really hearing all this Eze on the left chat. I'm not hearing this Eze on the left chat, bro. Eze will need to focus on this position here. And remember, off the ball, Arsenal have a 4-4-2 off the ball, and they have the two strikers. So Saka will be here, Rodrygo will be here, and Odegaard, and it would be whoever the striker is press. They press in that. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's also going to give Arsenal just more flexibility and options. They can play a 4-4, a 4-1-4-1 even. Where you look here, where because Arsenal obviously they want their wingers to work hard. 4-4-1-1 there, kind of like the old Wenger style. If they wanted to, you could even again go back to the 4-3-3, and you could even move it around to a 4-2-3-1. Rice, Zubimendi, interchange. Odegaard, Cam. He's better when he has a runner. Go and get him a runner up front. Now look at this in a 4-2-3-1. How does that look? Options, 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 options. Say what you want. This can't happen, innit? Say what you want. Football fans, rival fans, Arsenal fans, I think we can all agree that Rodrygo to Arsenal would be an absolute dream. And if he continues to not start and to not play, it becomes more of a possibility. Listen, if you made it this far, drop a like, drop a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, man. Let's drop a comment on what you think this signing would mean for Arsenal Football Club, where it would put them. Would it win in the league? Does it still depend on what striker they get? Let me know in the comments. Let's have the conversation, man. And I'll speak to you guys soon, man. Big up, and we'll see you in the next one, innit? I'll be real, Arsenal. Big business. If you don't get this done, big business.